Crystal Palace versus Arsenal, or should I say Crystal Palace versus the champions. This is the final Premier League game before the coveted trophy lift, and it should feel like a really, really good day. Sunday afternoon at Selhurst Park, Arsenal will be lifting the Premier League trophy for the first time in 22 years. Martin Odegaard, the guy that's come under so much scrutiny, pressure, high standards, for Martin Odegaard are just through the roof. Those standards are through the roof right now. But he gets to be the first Arsenal captain to lift this trophy since Patrick Vieira. It's crazy and it's well deserved. Like we've said, that it's been a long time coming. And although the match is ultimately a dead rubber for both teams, Crystal Palace and Arsenal, with both teams, they've got European finals to look ahead to next week. So you'd think the match is a dead rubber, but knowing Mikel Arteta, those fogging standards, you got to keep those standards high, and he'll be looking to kind of balance the party atmosphere with, keeping the standards high and making sure Arsenal probably do win on the final day of the season. I'm not in the camp of fans. I've seen a lot with fans, I don't care what the result is. Like, let's lift the trophy, let's party in the streets again, let's prepare for the Champions League. I want us to win this match. I don't want to lift the trophy on the back of a loss. Like, a draw is like, meh. But, like, I want us to go out there and try to beat Crystal Palace. Like, I want the vibes from the match result to be high, and then, of course, from the trophy lift to be high. So, yeah, I want Arsenal to win. I'm not in the camp of whatever the result, who cares? We get the trophy and we move on. Like I said, this is going to be a balance of rotation versus momentum, because we have a Champions League final next Saturday, which Arsenal, of course, don't want to have any new injuries or anyone to cater for going into that match. And Crystal Palace, the exact same. Crystal Palace are playing the Conference League final midweek. And I want Crystal Palace to win that. I want an English clean sweep of these European titles. Aston Villa already done their business. I want Crystal Palace to win their Conference League final. It'd be great for that club. That club has done so well in recent years. Oliver Glasner is on his way out, so this will be like his last hurrah, his last Premier League game for Crystal Palace, and a trophy opportunity, on his way out as well, after winning the FA Cup last year and the Community Shield at the beginning of this year. So this Premier League match is kind of like a tune-up. Maybe both clubs almost use it as a friendly, before their big European finals, like I say, next week. Now, when it comes to that rotation and momentum discussion, Arteta has often erred on the side of momentum and wanting to get minutes into players' feet so that they can, feel good for the important match on the horizon. So, although a lot of people are talking about rotating the team and different faces we may see, I still expect we will see maybe a Bukayo Saka getting some minutes here, because he needs it. I think he came back, had some really good matches, Fulham and Atletico Madrid, and the adrenaline then ran out a bit. I think we need to give Saka some minutes going into the Champions League final. I think as well you could see Mikel Merino, who was back in training this past week, so he could get some minutes, which I've done videos on. You can check it out on the channel. I think he is integral to be in that Champions League final squad. I think it might be too early for the likes of a Timber or someone like that. I don't think we're going to see that, or a Ben White. I don't think we're going to see that. So yeah, you could see some fringe players get minutes for sure. Kepa might start, let's say, for instance. He might start instead of Raya. You might see a Nordgaard start as well in the middle of the park. So yeah, it could be a bit of a balancing act, but Mikel Arteta has often wanted players to get minutes to prepare for, whatever's coming up around the corner. Now, with that, we can't rotate too much. I don't want to see like a team full of 16-year-olds. Bring in Max, that's fine. We love a bit of Max Darman. Salmon as well. Like, that would be good to kind of see him. I did consider, should Stepford start? Like, let me know down below in the comments. Should he start in goal if you think, or are we doing too much rotation if Stepford is starting? But Crystal Palace, despite having nothing to play for, they're still a dangerous side. If Arsenal even want to kind of err on the side of keeping the ball and kind of, just managing the game like that, Crystal Palace are a team that can hit us on the break. Sarr is a really good player for them. Again, if he's even to feature, they might just wrap him in cotton wool before the weekend. So it's a match where, like I say, it's gonna feel like party atmosphere for both clubs. At the same time, the match itself is as good as a friendly. It really is as good as a friendly at this point. But hopefully, like I say, Arsenal still get the result. I still want to see Arsenal get the result. There's a lot of emotional ties within this match, which, the likes of Eze is going to get a guard of honor at Crystal Palace, which is fantastic. A year after leaving them, not even a year, to be honest. The likes of Ian Wright, played for both clubs. He got ties to both clubs as well. Eddie Nketiah, we might see him. He was part of this project. Recently let go, 2-ish years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. He was part of this project. So, there's a lot of ties between the club. We just mentioned Vieira, who was the last captain to lift the Premier League trophy, managed that Palace for a bit. So, yeah, there's a lot between these two clubs. I think Crystal Palace are one of these inoffensive clubs that we don't mind. We like them, sort of thing, as long as they don't take points of us. Then it's all cool. So yeah, it's really just going to see the team that Arteta picks. That's really going to be the real big talking point once that's out. But Arsenal versus Crystal Palace, as a match, this would be traditionally a very difficult place to go to. Selhurst Park is a difficult place to go to and get a result. But the business has been done. The work has been done. We are the champions. And like I say, this match is just going to hopefully play out into an Arsenal win. Big party atmosphere. We lift the Premier League trophy at Selhurst Park. And then we can start preparing for the Champions League. There will be players that will have to still put in a performance here if they want to make that Champions League 11, let alone squad. So, yeah, for some, this is definitely still going to be a critical match, an integral match to getting on the pitch in Budapest later next week. But, hey, all the hard work has been done. We can see out this match without too much pressure. And like I say, from there, go on to Budapest and hopefully become the champions of Europe. What are you expecting from this Crystal Palace match, whether it's personnel or the type of match we're going to get? Let me know down below in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified every single time I drop a new video. My name is Mekz. This is the Cannon Club. Come on, you Gunners.